I don't know if I'm jumping too far ahead, but we got a cast in the Cyclops. You know what I'm saying? I don't know homie resume.
Mm.
I don't know his resume. I feel like you find any smooth faced white man, he could play Cyclops. So what you think about, bro? What you think about the casting in general? He looks young enough. I know he's a little bit tall. They say like over 6 feet tall. So you know what I'm saying. Cyclops is known to be like a swagged out surfer muscle man. So you know what I'm saying. Tight blue latex. You feel me?
Tight little latex is so crazy to say. That is a wild statement. So let me go ahead and pull up X Men potential casting. But but that's the thing about it. So between him, it was Kit Connor between Cooper, right?
Mm.
Kit Connor, I think it's got. They haven't announced it just yet per se,
That's
but
the one
it's
I've
looking
seen.
like it is. He said what?
That's the one I seen. Kit Connor.
Yeah, Kit Connor. He's pretty new. He's pretty new too. And I can't even really think of the things that he has played in. Let me go to IMDb and let's see. Because to me, he looks the part. Look like he could be the part. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's 6 foot. They said he can stack on some muscle, stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of lesser known shows. He hasn't played. Heartstopper is the most recent thing he's known for from 2022 to 2024. 24 episodes.
Definitely seen that one.
I say I haven't seen Heartstopper, but you know what? I do remember him in Warfare. I like Warfare. Underrated film, army film. I don't think it's necessarily like great. It's not like groundbreaking, but it's pretty solid. So those are the two things that he's known for. Like I said, Heartstopper. I've never heard of it, but Warfare, pretty good, decent film. I enjoyed it, and I think he could fill the role.
All
I
right. I
believe
mean,
in Marvel.
if you're in an army movie, that means you know what I'm saying. You got to be. You've done a little bit of physical acting, and you know what I'm saying. You can be in shape. You got some endurance to go along with it because you know you got to do them training scenes and all the nonsense. You know what I'm saying. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm just assuming off the roles that you're given. Heartstopper though, that means somebody think you cute. I'm guessing.
That's crazy, but I mean he's young, so I trust Marvel casting. I think that's the one thing. I think when we talk about scripts and stuff, yeah, we could talk about that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I ain't
Yeah,
never doubt the casting team now.
yeah, casting team the
Never
lead.
doubt
I'm
the
not gonna
casting
hold you.
team.
So
It's the edited team we gotta worry about, but that's a different story, different time, different day.
different day. Yeah, I'm about to say Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I
I
seen
think
her. She
that's
look
yeah,
dope, especially if you go
yeah,
for a younger. But she don't look like baby face young. She looks like young adult young. You know.
and I think that's I think that's gonna play a big role in the X-Men. Personally, I would personally, I mean, I'll get into that in a second. What I would think and kind of the route and gather consensus. Um, you know, there's Magneto with Sebastian Shaw, Adam Driver, it's all everywhere, but he's supposed to be a lot of things. So I'm going to leave that alone. Magneto's still in the air for me because Adam Driver could be William Stryker. There's a few people there like saying he can be, so I'll leave that alone. Rogue, as in was it Kaylee Spinney? Spinney?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of agree with the fans. They're not feeling her because I think she's like, how could I put this without sounding crazy? Um, so apparently on the internet for a few people it's like an attractive thing. And also like also apparently I'm not saying that she's not attractive, all right? I'm not saying that. But
That's
what
that's what the comments is.
that's what the comments are saying. But here's the thing. To me, I prefer somebody like stout, if that makes sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
Rogue is to me is supposed to be like a bigger woman, right? So I think that not I mean what happened? Hold on, what you say, bro?
Love it how you putting this. Go ahead, keep
Yeah, yeah.
going.
She's supposed to be a fully built out woman, right? Bigger stature and stuff like that. They're saying that she's 4'11". I'm not sure. I haven't read this up, but she's saying she's short. And I mean, with cameras and stuff, they could probably make up for that. So I'm not like a huge fan of that. But hey, I'm a Wolverine is my favorite character. Hugh Jackman was not like body structure meant to be Wolverine. He's tall, definitely put muscle on, but he made it work. So I'm not going to doubt the casting. I think that everybody should pump their brakes on it so much and stop being so harsh. And
Look,
let's see what happens.
you know what they want to see. You know what they want to see, man. You niggas is freaks. You niggas need help. Every comment I've seen about the roadcast is like, is it fat though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
is she thick? We need to see it. It's like casting a skinny, short Miss Incredible. Like, that's what they don't want to see. They got to see how she looking in a yellow and green suit. You niggas is freaky. But for me, when it comes to Rogue, I don't really know much about the cast, the actress that's been casted. To me, it really comes down to the accent. I don't want an upper state New York Rogue. She's not from up there.
Yeah,
Like they had in X Men 2003, 2002. We don't. I don't. And I also don't even want that storyline. Even though I'm not gonna lie, it's a very, very incredible storyline and very deep because her powers are, what I'm saying, literally what the government's trying to do and stop mutant abilities or take away mutants' abilities. So it makes sense if they do go that way. But I just want a fresh storyline. Since they got the since they finally got the rights to the joint, just want them to do something fresh with the X-Men. It's been a long time coming. So, but for real, like I said, my main thing with Rogue, not really, I'm sure they're gonna find somebody who looks as similar as possible, but it's really about the accent and the vocal coaching they do. We don't want to have a, a Channing Tatum moment, you feel me? But it's got to be a southern woman, at least a southern woman. It got to sound natural.
that's rough. I mean, respectfully, as much as he's a joke character, I think the chance Tatum has done well given the like how it started. Like he's
Yeah,
found his way into another role. Like yeah, it was super corny at first. I'm not gonna lie, it took an adjustment, but I mean,
I've heard worse. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard worse.
definitely heard worse. So I'm excited for that. That comes out this weekend. Disney hosting their own kind of like not panel, but not say conference, but I don't know if I want to call it con, but it's not a con because everybody's not invited. But it's one of them things that's displayed. So they talk about all the Disney stuff coming up, and we think that's when it would be one of the bigger things. Um, so I'm happy and I'm looking forward to that. And let me just go ahead and throw out my pitch for the X-Men thing. I do think that the route they're gonna go is one. It's been confirmed that like that old man that got hit by the taxi actually survived.
Mhm. Of
I
course.
should have thought, yeah, it's actually survived, and I figured that couldn't be the issue because once you like kill somebody, especially in the Marvel universe, that's you know that's pretty bad. Like we're not talking about like people bringing back like Tony. We're talking about like we seen what Scarlet did in
Right.
one of the Avenger movies, and that blew up. So I knew they couldn't go that route. But I do think that this is going to be like a grounded, not a grounded film, but a film of kind of like survival. I think that Jean Grey is going to be going from place to place to place,
Mm.
kind of just like hitching, going bus stop to bus stop, which is something we never seen, and also something that's very underrated that sometimes we haven't really seen in the comics as much as the original group and their background growing up. They just kind of jettisoned us to it because they're the leaders of the X-Men at that time and go to Charles Xavier. So if they're gonna go
Mm.
that route, I like that they're gonna kind of be really figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? I do think Scott. I do think Scott is going to be, one of the guys she find, and they figure that out. I think that Emma Frost, but people don't understand that Emma Frost used to be a teacher as well. Like she's one of the
Yeah,
older
the
ones,
professor. Yeah.
professor. So I think that what's going to happen is I think Emma Frost, given her personality and stuff like that, she's going to be with like the elitists or the higher, like I guess some type of elitists in the country itself, and be in that role and try to bring them on board and stuff like that. She's going to try to like teach them about how the ways of the world work, and they're just going to break off and kind of do their own thing when they feel like it's wrong and go to Charles Xavier. If that something along those lines happen, kind of like like I said, not dark, but kind of gritty figuring out. Would you prefer that route rather than the standard go straight to Charles and start figuring things out?
Yeah, for sure. Because for one, you gotta find a way to introduce the universe. You gotta find a way to bring in these other mutants or special power beings, whatever they're being called at the moment. But for her to go around and to not necessarily be tracking mutants, but just trying to find her place, I think that's a better story than just oh, we already have a place for you. We've existed in years for silence, some bullshit like that. Because that don't make sense. But yeah, I think that'd be a better way. And you kind of get to see, like I said, like keep it grounded. Yeah, you get to see like the real world, darker side of what X Men is, because these stories are dark. You know what I'm saying? Like they tested on Wolverine, they tested on Magneto. You know what I'm saying? He's a survivor,
Yeah,
all types of shit. So the stories of X Men are pretty dark. So for her to be going around like and getting to see like how shit is operating now that she's just out and about, and she's also technically ducking the DODC, like I think that'd be a way better story. She just finds home in safety with Charles Xavier at the end of at the end of the movie, or you know what I'm saying? Like he'll probably be trying to contact her telepathically, especially with Emma Frost's power you bring up. Like she's a super strong telepath too. So
hmm
I'm liking that direction way better than the generic one.
yeah. I mean, I feel that too. Taking learning from Emma Frost in the beginning, realizing it's wrong, and then she gets in contact with Xavier through telepath, through just being a telepath, and he's like, "Hey, I got somewhere actually where you won't have to be with the inner circle and all these inner workings that Emma Frost in because she's big on money, fashion, and being into that elitist group. You can come here and learn as a child and learn how to use your powers and stuff like that, and then that potentially starts the actual X Men. I think that I would like that a lot too.
Yeah, I'm about to
Um,
say that
uh,
you could do because Emma Frost's not necessarily a hero either. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I'm saying.
she could just be out here on her dirtbag shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, come party with me in the elites of New York and all these other cool superpowered beings. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll see that. I can see that too. Before she transferred over to the good side.
Yeah, and I mean that makes sense though, right? Like that makes sense also too. While mutants are now like out there, but not out there. They are hiding and surviving. Like we've seen that stuff too. We've seen stuff like, for example, that's not there, like Men in Black. How
Mhm.
everything, how the world is like gone, but you have aliens just living amongst the world, kind of transitioning into the actual world, so people don't really know that aliens exist on the planet. They go that angle, I wouldn't be mad at it, honestly, and that's the only thing they could necessarily, if they're going to do it to make sense. We migrate with society to survive, and the people
Yeah.
that, yeah, the people that's higher up are the ones that's working for other companies and stuff like that. So.
I mean, as long as they don't do like, because now that we're talking about it, like the closest thing that could kind of resemble that, or that they tried to do, was Secret Invasion, another failed TV show. But they tried to do it with a Secret Invasion with the scrolls, but I don't think it went over. I just think it's a lot that man. What a
Uh, I,
I was gonna say the CGI. I was gonna say like the acting, but yeah, I think the plot points were crazy in there, but um yeah, so that's the closest thing that they tried to do with like, hey, like we're living amongst the people. I think it'll be a little bit easier with mutants than it would be with aliens, though,
for
for sure.
sure. I think that's too true too. I think that's true too. Even though that's like the aliens thing with the scourge stuff like that, like that's
Mhm.
something that they really couldn't migrate. That's like what they. It just really suffered from piss poor writing. Secret War should have been a lot better, but I digress.